All right, our third idea, our third wonderful suggestion when it comes to completing formative assessment in the classroom, again, is a very oldie but a goodie, and that is Kahoot. You have probably used Kahoot. You have probably gone, Kahoot is overused, but you know what? I don't care if it's overused. It's actually a really useful way to conduct formative assessment that is really quick and it can really be beneficial to you. So, Kahoot is a game based learning platform that allows educators to create and host quizzes, polls, and interactive lessons for students. This is something that I found really useful, especially during COVID and my learning from home period, is that using Kahoot for those kind of interactive lessons is so simple now. So I actually scheduled a quiz on Kahoot for my students to complete when they were learning at home. And it was really great to see what my students did, their understanding and accessing that remotely. So Kahoot has a lot of benefits when it comes to this idea of formative assessment in the classroom. Okay, so some suggestions. Maybe you are teaching primary mathematics. You could very quickly create some multiplication challenges for your students. So, testing your students' understanding of a particular multiplication table. So, maybe we're doing 10, 12, whatever we're doing. Again, we can create these. We could ask ChatGPT to create the questions. We might have some simple questions. We might have some kind of written questions. We might have some scenarios. We could do all kinds of different things to check our understanding of our students' knowledge of their multiplication tables using Kahoot. It's game based, it's fun, it's a challenge. They're trying to beat each other. It's a great way to check their understanding. Maybe you are a history teacher. I am a history teacher. I've got a lovely group of wonderful friends. Kerry, hello. Hope you're watching this episode. You are a wonderful history teacher, and history is a really great subject. So maybe in history, you could have a Kahoot quiz. Maybe it's to get started. Maybe it's looking at a new topic. Maybe it's just a hook at the beginning of the semester or unit. And maybe you have a guess the year Kahoot quiz. So maybe you have some pictures of different events in history, and then you have the options, and you see what your students think when those particular events happened in time. How cool is that? I could see that being done with something like a decade study. Could see that being done with something like ancient history or modern history. That could be really cool and exciting. And you might have some particular pictures in there related to your unit, and you really focus on the results for those ones and test your students' understanding of when they think particular events happened in history. And our final example here, again, we've got another example here for teacher PD, because I think it's, again, really important that we look at our own education. And maybe you're presenting and delivering to your colleagues, and maybe we do a recap on terminology. So maybe we've just presented to our colleagues on formative and summative assessment, and we go in there and we have a very quick Kahoot to check their understanding. It's really great to have something interactive when it comes to presenting to our colleagues, because we know what it's like to sit there and go, oh my God, this server ends. But if we have something interactive like a Kahoot, it's really going to increase that engagement, and your colleagues are going to take away more from that. So maybe you have some PD and you use a Kahoot to check the understanding of your colleagues when it comes to a particular topic. So there's another really three fantastic ways that we could use a simple tool like Kahoot in our classrooms today to conduct formative assessment. And that is what Kahoot looks like at the moment. There are lots and lots of options with Kahoot. So it is a little bit overwhelming, I think, when you go and look at Kahoot, especially if you want to invest in Kahoot's kind of premium plans. So my advice is to just keep an eye out, because they often have really great discounts. So keep an eye out during those times of year. Definitely very soon with the Northern Hemisphere heading into summer. So there'll be some great back to school deals probably coming up. So if you're looking to invest in Kahoot, that's what I would be waiting for. All right. But it is a wonderful tool that I have personally invested in before that you could use for your formative assessment practices today.